people killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying.
When things were more normal, we would meet Thursdays and Sundays for rehearsal, 2.5 to 3 hour rehearsal twice a week. And we would either teach the newer members songs that we already had in our rep, or we'd all learn a new one together. We break out into sectionals a lot because there's 4 voice parts. We did a lot of planning in the fall, and we did a couple recordings of stuff as well. We did the national anthem we sang for winter graduation. We recorded, like I said, the mashup Waiting on the World to Change and Where's the Love. So we have been in contact with SB Engage as far as, even if we don't get a chance to perform in person this semester, which would at this point be an literally dream come true, at least somewhat be able to meet in person, just to sing with people again. It just, you can only sing alone in your room so many times until it's like, this is depressing.
So in terms of philanthropy stuff, obviously a lot of it was easier to coordinate and physically sell stuff in person. So a lot of that consisted of bake sales, or one of my favorites was the Pie Brother event, where you took the shaving cream and you got to smack the brother basically with it. Obviously recruiting online is a little bit harder because you can't just go up and talk to someone. There's not like a big thing we missed is the in-person involvement fair, because it's usually when it's a huge chance to just get everyone together, kind of sell your org essentially, and actually talk to people. But despite that, with even online rush events where we just had sometimes it was literally just Zoom meetings, and it was meet the brothers at the Zoom meeting, it actually did end up going fairly well. We've gotten one of the our bigger lines compared to recent semesters, so it definitely still has gone well, but it's just required a lot more outreach from us.
There's a lot of disconnect between sisters because we don't really see each other in person, and the only time we see each other would be on Zoom for our chapter meetings, and it's once a week. We really had to plan a lot of stuff online, so it was very unexpected for us, and so we were kind of brainstorming a lot more ideas and how to be more creative in terms of how we reached out to people. We definitely had to use our social media platforms like Instagram a lot more in promoting events, and also just connecting to girls. We also had highly encouraged sisters to message girls through Instagram more, because normally we would meet them in person when we were allowed to meet them in person and just talk and whatnot. So we couldn't do that anymore.
The thing that we've seen, and we've tried creating programs, is that people don't want to go to yet another Zoom meeting, at the end of the day. So we've tried creating maybe not as many programs as we could, but also we've tried focusing on creating programs that will attract people and that will provide, something that people either need or want. It's been difficult, I won't lie. Everyone's experienced their own difficulties when it comes to student life on Zoom, and everyone's seen their own challenges. But beyond our getting people to actually come to the events, recruitment from the start of the semester and getting incoming transfer students to engage with us as the association has been difficult.
We're a very hands-on club, so it's much easier to teach these different skills to people in person because they could physically see what you're doing from different angles as well. We would email our members, post on Instagram, hey, this is our Zoom meetings now. You can try and stop by if you can. We'll try our best to teach you. And we also did get a few new members this year. And those new members live on campus, and they found our meetings mainly through the Cork app. I managed to get them some equipment from our closet. So that was really good too. If people dormed on campus this year, then they definitely had an easier way of joining the club and learning new skills.
We had Siebel Showcase, and that still is to this day, my favorite memory of being on Deja and at Stony Brook. It was just such a great time. And then I remember that first semester we competed at 2 other competitions. We're trying to like rent out a space so that we can like get together and like film our the choreography in person, which is going to add like a whole nother component to it because we've never performed together, and it's kind of hard because, you know, if you're doing it over Zoom, there's a, you know, there's a delay between the music and your actions, and then, you know, on Zoom maybe you're doing it together, but in person maybe you're not. So there's like still a lot that needs to be done.
We used to practice twice a week for about an hour and a half or an hour, depending on the day or what we had planned. And we would also host like when we were getting closer to a show, we would have like mini practices in between that. So we would go like 4 times a week just to make sure we had the routine down. But once we moved online, it got challenging because there wasn't anything to keep the girls motivated. We decided that practice wouldn't be mandatory anymore, because before it was like you had to be there or you got like written up like for not being there. But now we decided to cut girls some slack because we realized that we're all going through a very hard time. School is different, family life is different, personal life is different. So we decided to make it optional, but like we would like a reason why you weren't there, just in case like, if you're not feeling up to it, that's okay, just so we can check in on you. I think until the school is back like in person, like fully or like majority, I don't think like our club will be start meeting in person.